Welcome, everyone. My name is Kate Kalinova, and as a project manager and avid fan of LinkedIn, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to today's special LinkedIn workshop. Hosted as part of the AustCham Korea NextGen event series, the workshop aims to provide an overview of LinkedIn and share some details on how you can leverage the platform to enhance your professional brand and advance your career, be it in your current country or dream destination abroad. To shed light on these topics, we'll be joined by a very special guest, a seasoned LinkedIn expert, Luciane Borges, who's the founder of Being Digital. Luciane has over 6 years of experience presenting workshops, seminars, and keynotes on this topic, and is currently serving as a board member at the Expat Professional and Business Women's Network here in Korea. Now, having had the pleasure of joining one of Luciane's offline workshops here in Seoul pre-pandemic, I'm very excited to have her online today and encourage everyone to make the most of this opportunity by asking questions through the Zoom Q&A tab. But without further ado, let me welcome Luciane to the stage.
Hi, Kate. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. All right. Officially starting. Thank you very much, Kate, for the invitation. It looks like it was yesterday. It's been almost 3 years. We met in an offline workshop before COVID. And as you know, it's always a pleasure to notice how you evolved out and with LinkedIn after our workshop, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you, Rowan. Thank you, Jason, for the preparation and all the help to prepare our workshop. So today we are going to talk about, I'm going to LinkedIn numbers with you. I will bring the pillars to succeed on LinkedIn. We are going to talk about a profile optimization. I will bring a couple of what are the steps to optimize your profile. And then we have a Q&A session at the end. But even though it's scheduled to the end of the workshop, feel free to ask questions during my speech, and it's going to be a pleasure to answer any specific question during the lecture with my knowledge. But okay, I've talked about a lot myself. You're all waiting to learn and to listen about LinkedIn, and that's where we're going to now. So LinkedIn has 7,056 million users worldwide. It's present in more than 200 countries. In Asia, we have more than 200 million users. And 40 million people use LinkedIn on job search each week on weekly basis. 95% of recruiters use LinkedIn regularly. I'm talking worldwide. And three people hired every minute on LinkedIn. 55% increase in conversations on LinkedIn happened in 2020, and actually in 2020. Last year and also this year, I think all the numbers kind of explode, not only on LinkedIn, but in other social media too, but especially on LinkedIn, because people start using, was the only way to connect professionally. So lots of features increased, features using increased in 2020. And 57% of LinkedIn's total traffic comes from mobile devices. 80% of engagement content from mobile. And here it's a kind of a trick, because the connection and the engagement and the community you manage with your device, it's different than the community and the engagement you manage on your PC. So which one is better? Both of them, because you don't know from where people are going to reach you out or reach out your content. So, but this is quite interesting, and it's currently available in 24 languages. It's completely 18 years old in 2021. Microsoft bought LinkedIn in 2016, and executives from worldwide rate LinkedIn as the best choice for professional relevant content, regardless job searching, regardless personal branding or social selling. Even for professional content, it's pretty high standard professional content you can find on LinkedIn. It's rated as the most trusted social media platform. 35,000 skills listed on LinkedIn. 100 million job applications on LinkedIn every month. This is quite interesting number. And 2 million posts, articles, videos are published on daily basis. 2 million posts on daily basis. Okay, lots of bullets, lots of numbers, facts and funds, and oh, I couldn't get a note or notice all the bullets, but don't worry, those are all information you can find available. You can Google LinkedIn numbers, you can get lots of information, but there are 3 points that are absolutely crucial for you to succeed on LinkedIn. And this 3-1, I would advise you to take a note, to take a picture, or keep in mind these 3 major points. First, LinkedIn, it's not a copy. Your profile on LinkedIn, it's not a copy of your resume. It's not. You can use your resume to build up the content of link on your profile, to build up the story that you are going to tell, but it's not a copy of your resume. And believe me, when I first set up my profile, like it was in 2007, it was exactly I copy and paste my profile, my resume. And then I learned that I had more space. I could manage my LinkedIn profile either as my blog, my personal website, or my portfolio, whatever I can call, but it's more than my resume. This is one point really important. Whether you are a freelancer, you are job searching, you are using LinkedIn to social selling, to prospect leads, whatever, it's not a copy of a resume. Second one, it's absolutely based on keywords. Actually, if you try to understand the system architecture behind LinkedIn, the system itself, it's a networking platform. It's not a talent acquisition platform. It's not a marketing platform. It's not a sales platform. It's a networking platform. So keywords, networking, and compelling profile, telling your story, and telling your story in a way that would stand your profile out from all the competitors, because you might find competitors in any area, in any expertise you have. So understand these 3 points is the first step to start managing your LinkedIn profile. It's not only optimize your LinkedIn profile. It's the first movement you would do, of course, because you have to have nice and compelling LinkedIn profile optimization, and then you start building your networking, and in parallel you can share content and engage with people in your network throughout content. But before starting doing any of this activities, and it's really important to understand how you can make the best of this system. And these are the 3 main points. So let's start talking about how to start. Okay, Luciane, okay, I got it. It's not a resume. I need to use keywords, and I also need to increase my network. But how do I start? How should I start optimizing my profile? Another point, find your purpose. Either you are a full-time employee, a freelancer, a business owner, or you are a student living in the university and you are trying to find opportunity as internship, or you dream about living in another country, whatever is your target, find your purpose. You are not only an engineer, like for example, you are a professional engineer with a purpose behind this specialty, behind your expertise. You might have not find out your purpose, but this is something that you have to pursue. Find your purpose, because ultimately it's your purpose that is gonna make you stand out in front of all your competitors. So figure out what you're good, what do you want to make a living, what kind of impact, like my purpose. My purpose is to help people to deal and manage and reach success, either on career or career transition or social selling or personal brand. This is my purpose. I'm not a LinkedIn expert. I mean, I am a LinkedIn expert. I am a public relation, but this is not what makes a difference. What really makes a difference is my purpose. And find your purpose will also be very helpful when you are working on your engagement content, because whatever it's related to your engagement, to your purpose, you can use as a subject of approach in your engagement management. So it's really important to find your purpose. There is another point on LinkedIn, as I told you, that I was going to mention about 3 pillars, where I created this methodology. It's called LinkedIn 3.0. And the basic are the steps, the path that you need to follow to succeed on LinkedIn. And one point that is quite interesting, and I use this analogy with exercise or working out, because if we work out like 1 or 2 twice a week, we are going to have one result. It's very good, and we are exercising our body. But if you really want to see results, if you want to see change in your body, in your metabolism, and whatever is your goal, exercising, you have, or you, as much as you do, as faster as you have your result, or and better. And LinkedIn is the same. If it's part of the group, and believe me, there are lots of people, and even CEOs of companies, they open the profile, like, or they check the profile once a week or once at two weeks, and some of them once a month. So if this is your behavior related with your profile on LinkedIn, I would invite you to change that and to understand that as much as you use it's better is going to be your results. So it's really important. And also, because not only with LinkedIn, but any social media, any internet presence we have now is pretty much managed by an algorithm. And the algorithm is measuring whether you are doing or you are not doing. The algorithm is measuring. And it also is gonna rank your profile, and according to your usage and the rank that you receive from the algorithm, then you are going to have more influence or not. So it's all related. On weekly basis, the algorithm is gonna measure your profile. So try to put in your agenda, in your plan on weekly basis, your activities on LinkedIn. So talking about specifically about LinkedIn methodology, and also I'm gonna bring another information, which is part of the first pillar, which is the profile itself. So these are the path. It's not like, oh, cutting out. No, it's not nothing new, but you first have to have a compelling profile. This is really important. If your native language is English, let's say, and you would like to to work in another country and you have the ability, you might not be fluent in the other language, but you have the ability to manage content in another language, I would advise you to have your profile in 2 languages. And it's possible to do it. You don't need to have 2 profiles to have 2 languages. So you can, I would advise you to have the profile in your native language and in the language that it's related to the country or continent you'd like to work. And we are going to talk a little bit more about profile optimization. Once your profile is okay, go through connections. This is imperative. This is completely imperative. This morning I had a client, it's a new client, and he's a executive of IT, information technology, and he has 350 connections on LinkedIn. And he said, oh no, I think it's good. I think it's a good number. And then we were using the searching machine on LinkedIn, which is it's available. And then we found out that in his area, in information technology and service, there are 18 million people on LinkedIn. So he's 350. And the possibility it's around millions and millions. So there's a large and huge gap between his networking and the possibility. And if you're not connected, you as much as closer you are in terms of connection, and I mean first degree connection, as better it is in terms of engagement, in terms of results, because then we come to engaging. We come to the 3rd pillar, which is post content, engage with people, talking with people, and create conversations. But you can come up with the best, amazing profile optimization. Awesome. And then you can have great ideas and you can bring in high quality and professional content. But if you don't have connections, nobody's gonna see what you're posting. Nobody's going to recognize your effort to generate engage on LinkedIn. So that's why I call the 3 pillars, they are essential, because you rely on each of them to succeed on LinkedIn. Oh, I just want to have my profile there and leave it there, not looking for a job, or I'm not looking for search prospecting leads or clients, even though you just want to be there quiet. Then if you don't do anything, nobody, it's going to be, you basically don't exist on LinkedIn. So it's really imperative that you, on weekly basis, work on your connections, increase your connections, and engage and generate content and talk to people on your networking. In terms of the first pillar, which is the profile, we also have a kind of, it's a classification. It's like a certification, which is all-star profile. You start with a beginner, and then you have advanced and intermediate, advanced, and all-star profile. Oh, but my profile, it's advanced, it's okay. No, it's not okay, because when you switch your profile from intermediate or advanced to all-star profile, then you increase 14 times the chance of having your profile found or in a search machine or by someone. So all-star profile is the first of the first steps to optimize your profile. And how do I transform, or how do I, if it's intermediate or advanced, how do I go to all-star profile? So you have to have a photo on your profile. Profiles with photo also, according to LinkedIn, have 7 times more chance of being reached or being analyzed or people might, or the system might find your profile, but if there is no photo, people don't go there to check. So profile, it's really important. Title. And when I'm talking about title, I'm talking about the headline on your profile. And the headline, it's not your position. Your position, you are going to manage, you are going to portray on your experience. But on right there below your picture, which is the title, you have to, it's quite there, it's over there that you can share your purpose. For example, you can share your area of expertise, your purpose, how you're going to help your client, or why are you the best candidate for a specific position. So the title, it's also important. About section, and the about section is very much the most the part that people most leave at. Okay, I'm not gonna fill this area because you know, you have my resume here, you have my title. Why would I need to add more information in my about? So it is important. It is important. And also, I'm going to talk a little bit more about section further, but it's the second place where people most read information on your profile. The first one is the title. The second one is about. Education also, it's important to include education on your profile, actual and past experience. And here is another trick. It's your past experience, that when you start, when you left the company, and also the descriptions, because the search machine also goes on the description, on the experience descriptions, to find out keywords, to grab your profile and searching that the machine is doing. So it's also important to use keywords on this space. Skills is crucial, absolutely crucial. And usually people describe around 5-10 skills. I would advise to go further, because you have space for 50 skills on your skills. So go use them all because they are all important. And in the skill session, it's also important to use both languages that you are managing on your profile. And at least just to have a star profile, you need to have 50 first-degree connections. But this is just to have this all-star profile. Oh, I have 150 connection with, well, it's 3 times more than 50 that the required for all-star profile. 150 connections on LinkedIn. I'm talking worldwide. It's nothing. You pretty much don't exist on the system. So how do I see and how do I check if my profile is all-star profile? When the first page of your profile, you have this private dashboard. This is a dashboard that only you can see once you reach out the edition mode of your profile. So here you have the headline, you have about section, and right below the about section, you can find your dashboard. And at the top right, you have, if you have all-star profile, you will find all-star. It's like a star here and the word all-star. This is how you can find out if your profile is all-star or not. Okay, but these are the space or the sections that you need to fill it to transform your profile into all-star. This is the basic. But if you really want to have influence, if you really want your profile standing out, you need to go further. So you can also optimize the URL of your profile. A photo, you can bring a different photo or can work a little bit more on your photo. Background image, it's really important. Don't leave that the gray background image that comes with naturally on LinkedIn. No, bring some background that would help you telling your story. Professional headline, which is the title, summary section, which is the about section, experience, education, skills, endorsement, volunteers activity. Those are really important. If any kind of volunteer, either those that are still you are still working on, or you have, oh, I had volunteer for the a nonprofit like 2 years ago, I'm not doing, no problem. Let people know that you volunteer. And believe me, contact information. I found lots of profile, they don't have any information, contact information. Because once you create your profile, automatically the system is going to show your the URL of the profile. It's going to be shown on your contact information. But this is not the only contact you have. You might have your website, you might have your blog, your other social media, or your YouTube channel, whatever. As much information you can give to people on your contact information, it's easier is to reach you out. And you know, there is another point that's quite interesting, because if, let's see, a headhunter finds out your profile in a search machine. Okay, if you are not first degree connection, he wouldn't have access to all the contact information in your profile. Even though you let all the information, second degree connection don't have access to your contact information. Wow, how am I gonna manage this? Because I don't know which is gonna be, what headhunter is gonna reach my profile out. How am I gonna imagine this? You can include a little bit of personal contact information in your summary or in your about section, because that section is seen by anyone that reaches your profile out. So this is another way to improve how people, or how a headhunter, or how a client is going to reach you out. And because imagine the situation, the headhunter found 10 profiles that would fix or would attend his position requirements. And then he goes there and check 3 of them, they already have connection, and he's going to reach them out. And the rest, he would need to send an invitation connection, waiting for the acceptance, and then reach out the people out again. So this is not going to happen in the real world. It's a lot of things to do. So it's easier you make to people to reach you out. It's better for you. It's a trick, because I found this a lot with my clients. So addressing a little bit more about keywords. LinkedIn is a search machine, period. It's a search machine. So as trying to find out as much keyword as possible related to your area of expertise, your activity, what are you offering, or even what kind of cause it's related to you. So let's say that even though you are an engineer or working for an internet company, but you do believe in leadership, you do believe, or you have the cause of climate change, or poverty, or whatever is the cause that it's yours. It's part of your purpose. You remember back then that you were working on your purpose. So those are keywords that might help people to find, or might help people to find your profile out, or even the system, especially the search machine, find your profile. So stress out all the possibilities in terms of keywords. And you can use keywords on your title, on your headline. You can use different keywords on your about section, on your experience and skills and recommendation. You can even, let's say that you figure out, oh, I figured out like 50 keywords. So spread them out in all the sections. The first section that the search machine is going to search for keywords is the headline. So understand that the main keywords of your expertise, they have to have on your headline. For example, I am a LinkedIn expert. People would reach me out searching for a LinkedIn expert. And I am the CEO of my company. But why you don't use CEO in my headline? Because my client, if he is going to use LinkedIn to search someone to help him with LinkedIn, he would search a LinkedIn expert or personal branding or LinkedIn training or social selling. He would use those words to get the results in terms of search machine. It's the same. So try to figure out what kind of word, what are the keywords that either company are searching for or either headhunters are searching for in terms of candidate, and companies or clients are searching for in terms of service providers. And how do I do this? So if you are job searching, for example, you can check all the positions available on LinkedIn, even though those that you are not going to apply because, oh, this position is in Europe. I don't want to go to Europe. Okay, no problem. But try to understand what kind of word, what kind of keywords the market is using to portray their requirements in terms of a position that would fit your expertise. So this is a good trick to find the keywords, but find as much as possible. And just spread them out through all the sections you have in your profile. And the about section, there are 2 points crucial also in the about section, because how was my about section 7 years ago, 8 years ago? I just had copy and paste of my resume, and we have in the resume, there is that space like qualifications or qualifications. It's pretty much qualifications. I just copy and paste my qualifications that were in my resume in my about section. No, this is you can do in your resume, but we had agreed already that your profile is not your resume. It's your blog, it's your website. So 2 points. Tell your story on your about section. It's challenging. It's not easy, especially talking about ourselves. It's kind of difficult. I know all my clients, they have this it's almost fear. Oh, how am I going to talk about myself like this, telling a story? But this is how it works. How it would be bring you success on LinkedIn. There's no other way. Of course, you can do like copy and paste, but you wouldn't have the success that you would have if you tell your story on the about section. This is 1 point. A second point, once either a headhunter or a prospect reach your profile out, he would see your pictures, okay, and then he would read your headline, all right, and as it scroll down and reach your about section, he would see only the 3 first links. So the lead paragraph has to be really, it's like elevator pitch. So you have to be strong on the 3 first lines on the first paragraph of your about section, because if the reader, oh, this is interesting, then he would click and see more. Otherwise, okay, it's like I'm a 25 experience, 20 years engineer executive with 20 years experience in the automobile market. So how many people doing the same, we would have a lot. So what is in your lead-in paragraph, it's really important to call your attention of your reader, of your audience. And it's not easy. I know that it's not easy. It's pretty hard and it's challenging, but it's rewarding. So optimizing your profile, increase your connections, and engaging with your connections. As we talked about profile optimization, let's talk about connections. It's not about numbers. It's about qualified numbers. The numbers are really important. As I mentioned, even if you have 1,000 connections, I would say that you have 29,000 room for improvement, because the maximum you can have in terms of first degree connections is 30,000. So if you have 1,000, you still have 29,000 window of opportunities to increase your networking on LinkedIn. Oh, Luciane, but I don't know even 5,000 people. That's the point. You are not on LinkedIn. You are not using LinkedIn to be connected with people that you already know. Because let's agree on something. It's either because it's not navigate or browsing LinkedIn. I would say that it's not as intuitive as is in other social media. It's kind of trick. It takes time. Do you remember, like the exercise? You might have to exercise more than twice a week on a weekly basis. So it's not only about bring together or be connected with people that you already know. The mission of LinkedIn, the company, is to create this environment, to open the opportunities, to create opportunities for people. So your opportunity might be with someone that you don't know already, but you are going to know, you are going to meet. And so numbers are crucial. And okay, just because the number is important, so I'm going to start send a connection invitation to a lot of people. No, because we are talking about qualified numbers. If my area of expertise either is the area that I'm working with now, or it's my dream, let's say I would like to work in the gaming market. Okay, no problem. As long as you have expertise, ability to work, and if you don't have, you are going to learn how to do. But so are you going to connect with people in financial service? Not really. So you are going to try to find the connections in that specific market, not only the gaming market, but also internet and also a new generation. So you have different communities on LinkedIn, and they have to be related to your area of expertise. It doesn't make sense if you are working on financial service, like for example, and you are going to connect with people in, let's see, chemical engineer, not chemical in the market. What's the connection? What's it's not the same community. So try to find the communities that your expertise and your purpose are related to, and reach them out. Oh, I just click on connect and invite people. No, then you go there and explain. Hello, Kate, I'm Luciane, I'm here. I'm new in Korea and I'd like to meet people in Korea. So I saw that you are in Korea and we work in the same area. I'm just giving an example. So explain to the person, why are you sent the connection invitation? Because it's really important. okay, I'm only going to increase my networking. No, then you are going to build and nurturing your network. Because it's not only because it's the way that network works, even though offline networking, it's how if you don't nurture the people, the relationships you have, you might forget about them and they will forget about you. You might lose opportunities, but nurturing your connections online will also help you in terms of algorithm. Let's go again to that example. So I am interested in the game market. So I'm going to start connecting with people working on game market and related to the market somehow. And because I'm doing this more frequently, the algorithm is going to say, wow, Luciane is really interested in the game market. So I will give and I will provide to her feed news more information about the game market. Because the algorithm, eventually the algorithm wants you to be there, to be connected, to use the system. So as much as this is like any other social media. So if I open my my Instagram, I would definitely see hundreds of posts about yoga because I'm always there checking yoga. And the algorithm, oh, Luciane likes yoga. Let's bring yoga content to her feed. It's the same on LinkedIn. So if you want to increase your influence or your digital influence in a specific community or a specific market, start reaching these people out and the content out, because the algorithm eventually is going to help you out on this too. So this is in terms of connections. And by the way, if we, I would ask Kate, if you could kindly copy and paste my LinkedIn
Yes.
URL to the group. And if we are not connected yet, I would love to receive your invitation. You can also say, oh, I saw you in AustCham Korea workshop, and it would be a pleasure to be connected with you. So that would be nice. And in terms of engaging, so how can you engage? Because this is another, I would say this is another room for improvement for most of people. Okay, and I know because they reach me out to hire me. So, oh, I wanna optimize my profile because I wanna start posting. Engaging, it's more than posting. You can post, you have to post content because, as I said, our friend algorithm is there checking on weekly basis if you are posting or not. But also, besides posting content, it's very helpful in terms of algorithm to comment on people's posts and people's content, sharing content, and also following. So it's more than only posting. Oh, yes, I post content twice a week. And what? Are you engaged with people who are comment on your posting, and are you replying to those people? Are you actually generating a conversation, an online conversation with either your friends, or your target audience? So it's all measured. When we are talking about engage, we are talking about all these activities: posting, commenting, sharing, following. Oh, do I need to post every week? Because I don't know. I don't have ideas. You don't need actually to be a content creator. This is something that requires a kind of expertise, but you don't need to be a content creator. You can, for example, read about how is the gaming market going to increase over worldwide until 2030. Let's say you read that in a blog or in any kind of reading content you are used to. So you don't, it's already been created. The content has already been created. You just share that content with your networking, giving your point of view about that specific content. This is also posting. You don't need to read marketing campaigns, communication campaigns. No, it's bring your opinion, your point of view about whatever. It's your expertise. Because let's say, do you remember I told you it's a networking platform? So let's say, forget about online networking. We'll eventually and very soon, hopefully, we'll be able to have offline meetings and workshops and opportunities to meet people. And let's say you go to an offline networking event and you are there in a group of 5-6 people, and they would be talking about the Bitcoin. Okay, someone from the financial market and internet financial market, it's there in that group talking about Bitcoin. And you don't need to give your opinion. You don't need to say anything about that, even though you know you are not obligated to. But if you don't say anything, the next day people would even remember about your name, because we are talking about attention. And also in that same group, in a network, offline network even, you are there in that group and someone is going to talk the future of Bitcoin to the market. And are you going to do like this? Just no, you are going to say something. Okay, I think Bitcoin is going to be blah, 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 blah. Oh, I don't, I have this example. I read this article. You can share your knowledge, your point of view about that content. So it's not creating content. When I'm talking, when I mention posting, it's sharing your knowledge, sharing your view. And another example, it's like I'm reading about climate change. Let's say I read a good article about climate change, some action that has been done worldwide to stop the plastic in the oceans, let's say. Let's together feel the difference. I would share, oh, this is a nice article. Okay, this is one information. And that I'm giving to my network. And another way is, this is a very nice initiative that would bring impact to the world and would actually bring impact not only for us or for the future generations. So you are adding your knowledge or your expertise about that subject. This is, let's say, clever engaging, clever and compelling posting on your profile. So go a little bit deeper when you are sharing content. And also everything, only profile, you don't need to optimize your profile on weekly basis, but increasing your network and engage with your network is absolutely crucial that you do on weekly basis. Okay, so show off, and it's not showing off. Posting on LinkedIn is not about showing off. It's about talent and expertise in sharing. I know that because I met lots of executives. Some of them already told me, I don't feel comfortable. It seems to me that I'm showing off when I posting things on LinkedIn, and it's not. It's less show off and more talent and expertise sharing. Okay, so we have Kate. Do we have questions?
Yeah, so thanks, Luciane. I know we're running a little bit short on time, so just a few questions, I guess. So we had one in the chat in regards to accepting connection requests, but I think you already covered that in your presentation. So the numbers are important, even if it's people you don't know directly. I think you made that quite clear, but maybe you could expand on that and talk a little bit about if there's any red flags. Is there anyone you wouldn't accept a connection request, maybe a profile without a photo or, it's something that looks a little suspicious. What is your take on that?
It's a good question. Well, I would say, yes, you have to be attentive to red flags because we do have fake profiles, even on LinkedIn. But it's for me. I don't accept an invitation from profile without photos and with profiles with zero shared connections, because I have quite few numbers. So the likelihood of not have any kind of shared connections, it's low in my case. So this is a good way of like accept or not. And if it's someone that it's not related to your community, to your business, you don't need to accept. But what I always say to people is, let's say you have less time to manage your profile, spend less time managing the connection, the connection request that you received, and do yours invitation. So it's especially because the algorithm is not checking if you are accepting or no, but the algorithm is checking if you are send invitations. So I would say, if it's not related to your area, it doesn't make sense to accept if there is no photo or no information, or is a profile with just title, the photo, and one or two space with information, I wouldn't accept.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for clarifying. And then I think we've received one question online in the pre-submission stage in regards to sort of the specifics of using LinkedIn here in Korea. So do you see any trends? Is it used differently in Korea? Like compared to other countries, for example, definitely fewer professionals that seem to be on LinkedIn. And we also got a question in the Q&A tab on Zoom that's kind of related to this.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips for the kind of really using LinkedIn here in Korea?
Well, yeah. I mentioned, and guess what? Because when we start meeting, doing my lectures here, and we met Kate, someone from LinkedIn in Singapore, she reached me out because I was here in Korea. And first, Korea, it's a market, it's a target market for LinkedIn. It is. It's not as the numbers of users and the numbers of positions are not as high as it would be in places like Brazil or India or even the US. So I think we still have space to grow, to improve the presence of Koreans on LinkedIn, even for Korean markets. But if you are thinking about a position, a global position or a global activity, then you need to be, even though Koreans are not using LinkedIn as much as it would be possible, but I'm sure it's going to be. If you are searching for a global position, then it's important to be on LinkedIn. And that's the point. Once again, networking. I live in Korea. I am Korean. Even though Koreans they don't use LinkedIn as much, but I might want to be working in Singapore, like for example. So, okay, start connecting with people in Singapore, even though in Korea it's not as well, or the numbers of users is not as high in other countries.
Yeah, definitely. I think this global connectivity point is quite an important one. And I mean, there are people on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn and we're in Korea. So, I mean, there are people on the ground, and especially for those who are looking to transition to working in Korea from abroad, it's kind of essential to connect with professionals here.
Yeah,
So I think that's a good point.
but I know that Korea and South Korea is an important target market for LinkedIn as a company. So
okay, hope to see their office open up here soon. That would be great.
They were thinking about it, and then COVID came and all changed. But I'm sure they are thinking about that.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out. Okay, well, one more question, I guess, from online pre-submission, and I think it's an interesting one to touch upon. So although this kind of workshop has focused more about the profile and independent job seekers or kind of branding for your personal branding in that kind of perspective, do you have any tips for using the company LinkedIn page and maybe growing the engagement through your company page and the link between your personal profile and the company profile?
Yeah, that's a good question. And actually, as I already mentioned, we are. I would be more than pleasure to deliver a workshop focused on LinkedIn page management. But in order, especially if you are a middle-sized or entrepreneur, middle-sized company or entrepreneur, and I would advise you to manage your personal profile as strong as possible, because in order to increase the users, to increase the views, to increase the followers on your LinkedIn page, you have to do this throughout your personal profile. So let's see, you are coming zero. I want to set up a LinkedIn page. So the first step is set up a personal profile. Because the LinkedIn page is related to the personal profile. This is point one. And that methodology, the 3.0 methodology that I mentioned, it also applies to LinkedIn page, because you have to have a compelling content setting up on your LinkedIn page, point one, which would be comparing with profile. You have to have followers. If you don't have followers on a LinkedIn page, you can come up with the best campaign with the best videos and images and campaign, and nobody's going to see them. So this is networking and also engaging. It's the same principle that you use to succeed on your personal profile, you would use to succeed with your LinkedIn page. But LinkedIn page, I would say it's much more difficult, and it's much more time and energy consuming than managing your personal profile. But it also works. And the great advantage of LinkedIn page is because LinkedIn personal profile or LinkedIn page, they are very well ranked on Google. So if you have a company and someone Google the name of your company and you have a LinkedIn page, your LinkedIn, the URL is going to show up at the top of the research. So it's quite important to get that attention at the top list of the results.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so I guess start with the personal profile and then make your company page and go from there. So I think that's a good tip for any entrepreneurs who are starting their own startups and looking for tips on that front. So that's really good. We did have one very specific question in the Q&A tab about the benefits of using LinkedIn Premier. Do you have any thoughts on that? So obviously it has clear benefits for HR professionals, but how about the broader audience?
Okay, I would say that if your profile is not compelling, if you didn't optimize your profile, if you have like, let's say 1,000 connections, and if you don't post content, it doesn't help to sign up for a LinkedIn Premier. You are going to spend money. I like to use also the same analogy. At least it's my dream. You pay for a sign-in in a gym or in a workout facility, and you hope then when they charge your credit card, oh, it's working. I'm losing weight. I'm building muscles. So it doesn't help like this. You have to go there. You have to exercise to build muscles, to lose weight or whatever. LinkedIn is the same. even though you pay, and it's quite a bit it's not expensive, it's money. And you can pay for LinkedIn Premier. But if you don't connect on weekly basis, if you don't post and engage on weekly basis, it's not going to be helpful. And you are going to spend money with very, very low results in terms of
That's very interesting.
whatever you are searching for. So it's good, but after the agreement I have with my clients is, okay, when you reach 10,000 connections, then you start thinking about LinkedIn Premier.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. And then we did receive one question in regards to how about experience that may not be necessarily relevant to your current role or industry? Is it still worth including some outdated experience for the future reference? Or should LinkedIn be more like this customized CV where you only include the things that are most relevant to your current role in industry?
So I would advise tell your story, and your story has a past, has a present, and has a future. So go through all of them. And I have my example for, because I'm not doing this right now, but I'm thinking about it, and I'm studying, I'm reading about creating an initiative regarding online harassment. So this is a cause that I would like to work with or to advocate for. I'm not doing this right now, but I already have information about this on my profile. I am already connected with people related to this area, to this community. And when the time comes, then okay, now I'm ready to come up with my initiative regarding this cause. Then I already had my network built, and I already had shared this interest that I have in this specific area, even though I'm not working with this right now. So I'm telling my story, and in the future, I want to do something related to advocate for online harassment. So it's part of my story, and I can tell. I wouldn't use this on my LinkedIn, on my resume, but on my LinkedIn profile is perfectly fine, and it's good.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up. We do have a few more questions, but I'm afraid we are out of time. So I think we should wrap up here. But I'm sure those who are online today can always connect with you on LinkedIn and follow up if they have any things that they want to ask you.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for today on behalf of AustCham Korea and all our listeners. We had a great and engaged audience. It was a really great workshop.
Oh, I hope. I just have the last message. Okay, you still see my.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. You have
the last message. Whatever you do, whatever your expertise, whatever your specialty, the best thing about you is you. So show you on LinkedIn.
Wonderful. Will do. Thank you so much, Luciane. And I loved all the gifts. That was a great highlight of the workshop as well. So very informative and very fun. Great balance.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.